Once upon a spooky night in an old amusement park lived a little ghost named Lily. Like all ghosts, Lily was supposed to be scary, but there was one big problem. Lily just wasn't scary at all. While the other ghosts in the park would float through walls with creepy moans and send shivers down people's spines, Lily couldn't stop giggling every time she tried to be spooky. Instead of frightening visitors with eerie howls, Lily would get the giggles and end up making everyone laugh. One night, the haunted house was buzzing with excitement as all the ghosts prepared for Halloween, the scariest time of the year. Lily gulped. She had just been hired as the new ghost in the park and wanted to fit in. But every time she floated up to scare someone, something silly happened. Once she tripped over a broom and tumbled down the stairs, and another time she sneezed while trying to moan, which made the whole haunted house laugh. Lily just couldn't be scary, no matter how hard she tried. Maybe this year will be different, Lily said to herself, determined to finally scare someone. So off she floated into the haunted house. Lily spotted a group of kids entering the park, their eyes wide with excitement. This is my chance, she thought. She crept up behind them, took a deep breath and said, "Boo!" The kids looked down at the silly, clumsy ghost and burst out laughing. "Look at that ghost," one boy said, giggling. "She's not scary at all," said another girl, laughing so hard she had to sit down. Lily untangled herself, feeling down. She wasn't scary, she was just silly. Maybe she wasn't meant to scare anyone after all. Feeling disheartened, Lily floated over to a nearby corner of the haunted house and sat by herself under a spooky spider web. But then something unexpected happened. A little girl dressed as a princess walked over to her and sat down. "Hi, Ghosty," she said with a smile. "You're funny, you made me laugh." Lily blinked in surprise. "I'm funny?" The girl nodded. "Yep, I like funny ghosts. They're way, way better than scary ones. Tonight you were actually my favorite." Lily couldn't believe it. Someone actually liked her, not because she was scary, but because she was silly. She smiled the biggest ghostly smile and felt so much better. That night, Lily didn't scare a single person. Instead, she made people laugh with her goofy ghost tricks, like pretending to trip over her own ghostly feet or making funny faces at the visitors. By the end of the night, Lily realized something important. Being scary wasn't the only way to be a good ghost. She was a silly ghost, and that was just as special. From then on, Lily became known as the friendliest, funniest ghost in the amusement park. Every Halloween, visitors looked forward to seeing her, not because they were afraid of her, but because she always made them smile.